2,749 people died in the Twin Towers that morning, including Melanie DeVere, Christine Olender, and more than 150 delegates and staff at Windows on the World. Elaine Gentle and 95 of her colleagues at Fiduciary Trust, including Ed Emery. And 84 workers and officials at the Port Authority who looked after the building.
You know, the people that I knew at the Port Authority, Jerry Guggen, Bill Jones, Tommy, Claro, and Margie, and all these people, they were just, you know, just like... It was just like there was a big family.
Are you gonna be okay?
In the North Tower, Frank DeMartini and Pablo Ortiz both lost their lives. They were still helping people to escape when the building collapsed.
Well, I mean, I think for me, there still is this burning, you know, hole that you don't really know what happened. And of course, I would like to know more about, you know, what was happening, and I know he'd love to tell it.
He would be so sad to see them fall, and saving as many people as he did, that it was somehow fitting that he went up into the air with the buildings.
Along with Mac Hanna, who escaped the building helping evacuees, Pablo and Frank saved the lives of over 50 people. Amongst them were Rick Bryan and the 22 people trapped on the 89th floor, including receptionist Diane DeFontes.
Yes, so you have a 2:30 followed by a 4:15.
Pablo's wife put up a website, and her children were on it, and I sent her an email, and I told her, I tried to tell her how I felt, and that her husband and their father is the reason that I'm alive. And I know that his absence is a terrible thing. But here is a man that you can be proud of because he saved other people's lives.
Stanley Premnath and Brian Clark both survived. 61 people from Brian's company, Eurobrokers, lost their lives, as did 23 from Stanley's company, Fuji Bank. Victor Wald and Harry Ramos were both killed in the collapse of the North Tower.
We got a picture of Harry Ramos. It was a brilliant picture. It was a very sharp picture with a Rolex watch. And I said to my children, well, you know, Victor didn't die by himself. An angel came and took him, and Harry was his angel.
Harry was the only person from his company, May Davis, who did not survive.
And Hung, you know, he helped to the fullest, and then he made a decision he had to leave. And I think that was a better decision to make, because he thought of that, you know, he had to think of himself at some point. And he tried to help a man, but if Victor couldn't help himself at a point, he analyzed the situation, he made the decision he had to go. He probably feels bad about it, but he made the correct decision.
Harry,
if I could talk to you again, I'd like to say, we should have left together.
The 6 people trapped in elevator 41 all escaped, including Al Smith and Jan Demscher.
Can't imagine. I'm short and he's tall.
Every day it's with me. It's in my head. There were so many people I knew. Friends, acquaintances, faces in the crowd. And I was there. I survived. But almost 3,000 people didn't. It's hard to escape this memory.
I hear Battalion 1-8 to Ladder 6, Battalion 1-8 to Ladder 6. Is that you on the radio? I said, yeah, it's me. Rescue 3 to Ladder 6, Captain J. Jonas. This is Cliff. I'm coming for you, brother. I'm coming for you. And that was the first, it choked me up. It's the first time in my career where I had become the person in need of rescue instead of the person coming to do the rescue.
It would be almost 5 hours before J. Jonas and the 13 people trapped with him would finally find their way to freedom. They owed their lives to an extraordinary piece of luck.
Once the collapse reached our area, it kind of ran out of energy because the pile itself was about 6 to 7 stories tall, the debris pile. And we were in that 2-story cocoon. If you were lower than that, the debris settled there and you didn't make it. If you were above that, you were part of the kinetic energy of the collapse and you didn't make it. So you really had to be where we were.
Over there you can see a police emergency service unit. They are trying basically now to reestablish some kind of a safe perimeter. And many of the emergency workers basically just happy to be alive. Certainly that picture tells it all. Many of them just happy to be alive at this point, having survived what is an extraordinary event, the collapse of 2 towers.
343 firemen and 60 police officers were killed in the collapse of the Twin Towers.
Josephine, is that you?
It ends up I did make the right decisions that day, but I didn't know they were the right decisions at the time. Running into Josephine Harris, making this decision to stop and save her, we had inadvertently saved ourselves.
And I looked around, and there was this disarray. And I said, this is it? And he says, yeah, this is what's left. And I said, how many other people have come out of there? And he said, none. And I was just stunned. Don't push it under the rug. Don't forget it, because it can happen again. And I believe that they are going to try again. It won't be tomorrow, it won't be next year, but they're coming back.
In the 5 years since 9/11, as the bombings in London and Madrid have shown, Al-Qaeda's commitment to simultaneous attacks has not diminished. Josephine Harris is not alone in thinking that one day they will come back.
I don't know of a single expert that we interviewed or have talked to before or since we made our report who doesn't believe there'll be another attack. We have made 41 recommendations. We see them implemented only partially, or in some cases not at all. And yet every one of those recommendations, which everybody agrees with, is designed to make the American people safer. If I have a nightmare, it is about the combination of a terrorist and a nuclear device. My worry is that we could be saying the same thing. Why didn't we do this and why didn't we do that? So there will be another attack, and if we're not prepared, God help us.
Well, these are the pants that I was wearing on that day. And I made it my project. I guess it kept me a little from really going completely out of my mind. I made it my project to wash them by hand, and every day I would wash them a little more and hang them up to dry, and then I'd see some more dirt, and I put more soap, and then I'd scrub the legs because I just had to get them clean. It was like washing away. It may sound silly, but washing away the dirt and evil and the bad, and just getting it out, and I did. And unfortunately, they don't fit anymore, but they're clean.